So, how does credit and credit scores play into a factor when someone is applying for a mortgage?
So we always, one of the first things we do when we take a loan application is I pick people's brains about credit. Um, cr- Credit scores are driven by your payment history in the past 10 years. It goes back 10 years and it looks at your payment history. It's one of the only ways that creditors can tell if you're a good risk or a bad risk when it comes to borrowing you money to purchase a home. If you've had a good payment history, you will typically have a good credit score unless you've maxed out credit cards that can drive down your score. But we can look at that, and and sometimes recommend to people to pay down a credit card. Maybe you have a $500 credit limit and you owe $505 on it. That's really going to drive your score down because you're over the credit limit. If you paid that down to $100 or under, you're under 20% of your credit limit, and that would pop your score up within 30 days a lot. So, yeah, and when it comes to credit cards, they're typically one of the best things for your credit, also one of the worst things. So a little oxymoron there, but credit cards are really good for credit. They help drive your credit up better than an installment loan. Credit cards would be revolving debt. Installment loans would be a car loan. It's good for your credit, but if you only had a couple of car loans on your credit, it wouldn't, you may not even have a score in the 700s. If you had two credit cards that you've had for 2 or 3 years that you've been making good steady payments on, no late payments, that would probably give you a credit score in the mid 700s.
So, is
That's
it
what I,
better to use your credit card a little bit, have some balance on there, or to have them paid off completely?
yeah, it's okay if you pay them off. It's best to have a little bit of balance on there. What we don't know and you don't know is when is the creditor report, what day does the creditor report to the credit bureaus? They report one day.
Sure.
There's 3 bureaus, there's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They all have a different method of scoring. They're all getting the same credit history, but they have different scores.
Sure.
But it's best to owe a little bit on your credit card, but keep that limit under 50% or even down under 20 or 10% if you can.
That makes sense.